Hello and welcome to Renata's Cozy Creations. Today we are going to crochet these beautiful blue and white baby booties. The yarn I'm using is the Snuggly Wuggly acrylic yarn by Loops and Threads. My recommendation is that you use a yarn that is no thicker than for a 4mm crocheting needle. Even though the size specification of the yarn is a 4mm crocheting needle, I will be using a 3.5mm crocheting needle just because I find it easier to work this project with a smaller size needle. Therefore, I will be using this 3.5mm crocheting needle. And without further ado, let's get started. We are going to make a good old-fashioned magic wheel. If you have another method of doing the magic wheel, you are more than welcome to use your method. So we're going to start by doing 1, 2, 3, 4 chain stitches. And then we want to connect those. And we have this little loop. And in this little loop, we are placing 18 double crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we want to close the magic wheel like so. Yay! And this is the beginning of your little booty, which is the tip right here. Okay, so I created a little template on how to show you the next stitches. And I honestly don't know what they're named, so I will show you the stitches we were going to be using, okay? So what you want to do is you want to yarn over, and then you see the double crochet stitch, but instead of using this loop right here, we are going to be yarn over using going into the stitch like this. And then we go 1. And we're just gonna do the entire row like this, just so you get familiar with the stitch. Nice and easy. I made like 20 to practice. This is what we are going to be doing when we are in this area of the little booty. So continue, so you get familiar. It's actually super easy. The only difference between a regular double stitch is that you are going into this area and not the loop right here. There you go. Almost done with the first row. Now we're just gonna do one chain stitch and then we turn our work around. Next, again, we are going to loop over, but instead of going in like this and picking up the stitch, we will go in from the back and we push the stitch back. This is what it looks like. Yarn over and then pull through and finish your double crochet stitch. Yarn over, come in from the back, push the stitch back, yarn over, pull through, and finalize. And here it is in slow-mo. Again, yarn over, come in from the back, push, back, and finalize. Yarn over, come in from the back, push the stitch that we are crocheting back, and there we go. Yarn over and go ahead and do the rest. Well, you don't have to, but I'm going to do the rest of these. If you want to follow along and practice with me, you're absolutely welcome. It will make it a little bit easier. Yarn over, come in from the back, push the stitch back, and finalize. Yarn over, come in from the back, push it back, yarn over, yarn over, come in from the back, push it back. Almost done with the second row. And once I'm done, I will show you which part of the booty this stitch is being crocheted. There we go. And one chain so we can turn it around. See, now this looks very smooth, and you can see that this matches exactly this part. And the reverse side is, we are actually, this is the stitch right here. Hopefully that makes sense. Once we start the booties, it will all come together for you. Now that you learned the basics about the stitches we are going to be using, go ahead and grab your magic wheel. I didn't close mine yet. I like to move the tail forward and I use it as a marker. So I'm going to close mine now, and I am going to do one chain link. Yarn over, and we'll start with the basic stitch for the purpose of this video. I'm going to call this the right stitch, and we're gonna need 7 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next, we are going to do the left stitch. That's what I'm naming it for the purpose of this video. So we want to go in from the back, push back, and pull through. We need 2 of those. 1, again in the back, push the stitch back, and 2. Now again, 7 of the right stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 of the left stitches. 1, 2. And if you have 18, as you're supposed to have 18 stitches all in all, then you are back at the beginning and you finished 1 row, and you can see how the tip of the little booty is forming. We've already arrived at the second row, and you want to continue, follow the stitching pattern. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the left ones 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 left ones. 1, 2. Hooray! You've already arrived at the 3rd row. So I'm going to let you continue to do 4 more rows all the way until you have 6 rows, and then we meet again. Hi, welcome back. So you completed 6 rows, and if you ever have a question on how to count the rows that you did, there's these little ribs right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the last one. Okay, now we're going to do the last one together. This will be the 7th row. I like to do 7 rows. You could leave it at 6. That would make the booties a little bit smaller. That's definitely a personal preference. And here go there we go. Some yarn. And now the 7th row is complete. So from this point forward, you will make the next part of the booty, which is, let me show you, which is this sole. Okay, so we are right here right now. So now we're going to be working on this. So what we want to do is 1 chain stitch. We want to turn it around, and then we'll go the other way. And this, the first 2 stitches now becomes the same as you did on top here. Okay, so we call them the right stitches. So we're gonna do 1 right crochet stitch, 2 right crochet stitch, and the next stitches becomes the same as the stitches right here. We call those the left stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oopsie, 7, and then 2, 1, 2, another chain stitch, turn it around, and now we are doing the opposite of what we just did here. Now we are going to do the 2 left right here. So you just pull it through. One and 2, and then 7 right. Five, 6, 7, and then the 2 left. 1, 2, 1 chain stitch and turn around. Now that we completed the first 2 rows of the sole together, go ahead and do 3 more rows to make a total of 5 rows. Okay, and I'll meet you at the end of your completed 5 rows. Okay, so now 5 rows are completed. Give yourselves a hand. We're doing 1 chain stitch, and now we are going to, I'm going to show you which part we're going to be working on right now. This is the little half magic wheel that we are going to be working on. So we have completed this part and this part of the sole of the little booty. Now we're going to be working on this little area, okay? So in order to do that, we did 1 chain stitch and we're coming over, and we'd like to just pick up the stitches, go in the little stitches right here, and just pick up the yarn very simply onto the needle. Just so. You want to pull, leave a little room of each loop. You don't want to make the loops too small because you probably guessed it, we will be pulling the yarn through all the stitches. You want to make sure you get a nice rounded heel. That's what we're working on, is the heel. See, now we have cast all our stitches. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 stitches on here. Okay, and then now yarn over and then pull through in one swift swoop, close the half magic wheel, And then we're just going to do one stitch, and we're going to go this way. And you want to find your little brackets right here, and that's one. And please count with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're about at the halfway point, a little bit more, so we don't want to have more than 9 or 10 stitches going the other way. So again, we want to count. Start right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 9th one, we're going to pull these two together so it makes a nice heel. There, 9. And you can see the beginning of the little booty forming. So the first row of the go round is complete. Go ahead and crochet 4 more rows on your own, and I'll meet you again when you have completed the 5th row. Now I completed 5 rows, but I feel like I need 1 more row. So I'm going to complete 1 more row and meet you again. So my 6 rows are complete, and I feel like, yes, this is the right size of my booty. So now we can finish, and what I will do is I will just find 1 loop and cut it and pull it through, and the blue part of the little booty is complete. So now we're going to be working on the frame part, and of course the color options are endless. You could do this part right here in white, finish up with blue. Really, there is no end to the color options. Okay. Okay, let's start on the framing with white of the little booty, and for that we want to add the white, and so we just go through the first loop and kind of work the yarn in and connect it. And then we are going to do 3 yarn over double crochet stitches. 1, 2, and you see they all go into the same hole, okay? 3, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet stitch into the next one, just 1. Then the next, again, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the next, again, 1 single one, 1, and see, and this gives it a nice wavy look. 1, 2, 3. You can do the framing any way you like. You don't have to do any framing, whatever you choose. 1, 2, 3, and continue. Go ahead and continue until the end, and I will meet you when you have completed this row of framing. So I arrived at the end of my framing row, and because I have an odd number of stitches to go around the booty, it doesn't come out exactly, so I'm going to do 1 more here, 1, and then what I will do is I will connect these together like so. And yarn over and cut. And the next time we meet, we will weave in all these little strings. So now we arrived at the part where we want to weave in the yarn. So I'm gonna take my crochet needle and grab my yarn that I had started and used as a marker, and I will pull that yarn in, and then I will turn my little baby booties upside down. And one thing that I wanted to mention to you, if you feel with your fingers inside of the baby booty, you can kind of feel how the little foot from the little baby foot will be hugged. You can really feel how nice and cozy and snuggly it is. So we'll turn it over, and I use a yarn needle here. You see the ear is super big. I thread the yarn and then I just start weaving it in. And go back over it. So when you wash not come back out. There. And then I'll make a little one time through. Come on. And just continue weaving it in. Go back the other side. And then cut. I always like to pull a little bit on the string and then just it disappears. Voila. And we're going to do the same thing with the other pieces. The white, you wanna weave it into the white. The blue, you wanna weave it into the blue. And I'll meet you again when it's done. Okay, now all the end strings have been worked in, weaved in. And now we can turn around our little booty again. And now it's time to work on the ribbon tie. You could crochet one with a classic chain stitch, but I find that the ribbon gives it a cuter look. So for the ribbon, we'll have Celebrate It. It's a 3/4 inch ribbon. And I'll take about, let's see, what did I do with my, there it is. I'll take about 18 inches of ribbon. And the way I cut it is at an angle, like so. Okay, that gives you a nice sharp point. Okay, now we are going to weave in by hand the ribbon. And so what I usually do is I kind of half it a little bit and then just kind of weave it in by hand. Start right there, and then about the separation is about 2 of those stitch ribs, 2 of the rows. And then create a hole and weave it through. Hole and weave it through. And weave it through. There. Okay, let's see if I can tie a proper bow. So I'd like to go under. Start with the left side and go around. And there we are. Your first booty is complete. Give yourselves a hand and follow my instructions to finish the second one. Happy crocheting, everyone. It would give me immense joy if you send me a picture of your completed booties. Take good care of yourselves. Bye.